Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. There is the strong belief that in exploring and nurturing existing cultures, one opens up an exciting territory for creating and inspiring future cultures. Joining us today is fashion designer Kenneth IZE, who believes strongly in this idea. Welcome to the morning show, Kenneth.
Morning.
Welcome to the morning show, Kenneth. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, it's great.
We've been talking about you for a while.
Okay. Yes. Straight off the runway of Arise Fashion Week 2018.
Yes.
Now, can we just say you were your collection was absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much.
It really did stand out, and your collection and your vibe is really much about heritage and Nigerian Africa. Why did you decide to take this approach?
I believe there are so many things that has been done, and seeing my own country and my own continent being developed now, I think it's just something to focus on. So reinterpreting cultures and identity matters a lot because this is who we are, and this is what I understand.
Yeah, and you can see that in his jacket, and then the scarf that I pinched earlier. Yeah. Is this Ashoke?
Yeah, it's Ashoke. Yeah.
Right. So when you see foreign designers using like African fabric, I mean, how do you feel? Do you think it's flattery? Should we be excited, or do you think it's appropriation of our culture?
If I'm like honestly speaking, I think I only think more about my work, so I try not to think about focus on people's work. So I know where I'm going to, so I try to then do it the way I would want to do it. So.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like the way you're being really, really careful here about not shading anything.
No, I'm not.
Any of these people that like to use our fabric and prints and things like that, and then mark up the price, and then when Nigerian decides to put a price, maybe the equivalent,
it becomes a problem.
Yeah, it becomes a problem here.
Yeah.
Do you think that's to do with the abroad syndrome?
No, because like I feel like fashion itself is not really. Fashion is a business, right? So like there's a way people should go about it. Education is very important as a fashion designer. I feel like that will actually make you understand the work ethic on how to grow a brand, I would say. Right. So in terms of like, there's a pattern cutter, there's a tailor, there's like then you have to like think about a showroom also. So before, like during like the process of making a collection, there is so much that is needed to be done. So it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm going to my tailor and making this and that's just it. Right. So there's a process that actually.
What's the process like? So with this, for example, Ashoke, what's the process like to make a scarf like this?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you my old full process before I actually ended up starting to do Ashoke. Yeah. So I researched a lot. I travel a lot. I started like getting involved with like local people. So I'm very like curious about things. So I'll just like walk up to someone and ask them questions and okay, so how do you get this? So that was my research for like about 3 years. And I failed a lot of times. But like there was a time where like I had to then revisit my research from like the day one and then go back to it. So it's a journey. It didn't just start now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so now the fashion industry, like everyone knows, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But it's almost like Nigerians haven't really keyed into it. You know, they haven't really harnessed the full potential of the industry. Now, what would you say is missing? What would you say designers here can do better?
In terms of like quality check, production could be done better here, understanding that everyone is not a designer. We have to understand that also.
There's
like,
some tailors.
Yes, there are some tailors. You know, but like it's about understanding how, like the process of design. That's very important, like I said before, and knowing where something is coming from, not just making something. You know, like you have to be realistic now in anything you do. So I believe that designers that are good then intend to work this way because like they think about the future and like they think about the present time now. So it's not just like, oh yeah, like I'm only designing for this Nigerian market. I don't want to design for just Nigerian markets. Like I want my clothes to be seen around the world, to be worn by a lot of people. Yeah. And I want to, and it's not just about me being selfish by myself, but it's also about promoting my own culture and my own country. Like, so when I started making these scarves, it was so sad because the lady in Paris told me, oh, yeah, like, you're from Nigeria. Like, oh, wow, like, I was Boko Haram, for example. Then I said, you know what, this is exactly why I'm coming to you, to your country, to Paris, to show you my work, So something that could make you happy. So I'm making this fabric. I'm telling a different story entirely, like completely about what people know about Nigeria, you know. So, and she was like, oh, like she was quite shocked. I said, yeah, this is why I want to show you what the things we could do, you know. And it's a developing country. I feel like we need so many things as well, definitely, in terms of like production, people skills, you know. The weavers making this fabric, like they have no education, they have no idea. Like after she's done with this fabric, I don't think like she's gonna pass it on to the next person because there's nobody to hold it back, like to hold this treasure. So
you're saying it's not generational?
No, it's not anymore. So and I feel like and she has job to offer people only if we know there was a job there. So I feel like a lot of people don't know there's actually jobs that this product could probably provide
more jobs.
Yeah.
And
We need to actually preserve this. You know? This is something that should be preserved.
It's so unique, and that's the beauty. And what you were saying about the Parisian now, the lady that you met with that was talking about Boko Haram, for example, when you're now changing the conversation to your print and what you're doing with with the fabric and your collection, your designs, it obviously tells her another story about Nigeria. So whereby she wants to have a conversation again about Nigeria, she's more likely to discuss...
She's more aware.
To discuss Kenneth IZE. Now, that brings us to the Arise Fashion Week that recently concluded. Now, how would you say, how important are fashion shows like that to the fashion industry here in Nigeria?
Arise is very professional, I would say. It's so far my best show I've had in my career. It's very exciting to just work with like so many experts in the industry that actually understands. You know, like making a collection took me about 4 to 5 months. I've cried endless nights. You know, I've gone through a lot during this process. I've probably like knelt down on the streets trying to get my work done, but nobody knows about this thing. So it's just that 5 to 10 minutes that you have the time and the chance to show your work. And working with people that understands it makes so much sense, I would say.
You see your model strutting.
she's amazing.
And you also have Iman. We saw that.
Iman, she's a darling. She's sweet.
It was a fabulous collection. Now, what can we expect from your next collection? Will we be expecting to see more ashokas, or was this a one-off for this Arise Fashion Week collection?
I don't know. Like, you know, to me, design is about feeling, and and it's just like what I'm feeling right now. I just would love to share it more with people.
What are you feeling right now?
Like I'm feeling a lot. Like I want people to look sexy. You know, I want people to look very rich. I'm into a black man looking super, super rich. Like, I'm into that a lot because this thing that you're wearing is probably like not super expensive, but at the same, like at the same time, because like the idea and like where it's coming from makes it then luxury. So I would love to see a lot of people just wearing my clothes, and it's money, you know, like it's fresh, it's swag. I like it.
Again, will there be stores across the country? Will there be?
Right now, we stock at Alara.
Oh, that's luxury.
Yeah, that's luxury. And we stock in Vienna in a store called Park Vienna, and we stock in Switzerland in Cabinet Zurich. Yeah, those are the 3 stores for now.
You deserve some accolades.
You definitely do.
You definitely do. So, do you see yourself training the upcoming designers, you know, like skills you may want to pass on? Do you see that as something you will take on?
Definitely, definitely. You know, 2 years ago, I used to have an assistant that graduated from UNILAG. And at that point, finished uni, nothing else to do. That really touched me a lot because, you know, at the end of the day, I have chances because I've gone to school abroad probably, you know, this person doesn't know maybe the next step to take. Then I told him that, okay, you know what, like, this is Nigeria right now. Why don't you be a tour guide, for example, you know? Because like, we have like I have loads of friends that would like to visit, but because of like Nigeria is not like a tourist place, they don't intend to actually come. But if they have someone on board that could take them around. So just to cut that story short, I'm always into helping younger people. It's not just even with my qualification, my job. It's about the ideas that I could give. So They are
Very
welcome.
soon, we'll be seeing maybe a masterclass with Kenneth IZE.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. Me to it.
I absolutely love
Definitely
that.
how to rock these scarves.
Exactly. So tell me your social media platforms. How can people reach you?
Yeah, it's Kenneth IZE on Instagram. It's KENNETHIZE.
Okay. And your website?
Yeah, KennethIZE.net.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's been amazing talking to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Kenneth.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Well, that brings us to the end of the morning show today. Thank you so much for watching. From the entire morning show team here in Lagos, all that's left to say is enjoy the rest of your morning and, of course, the rest of your day. Goodbye.